Man and Machine.
What's up, people, and welcome back to Better Pics with Nikon. This is Artie Lopez. We got a very special guest, Mr. James Deegan.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. You know what? I'm really excited about this because there are so many photographers out there. Have you noticed this digital revolution just brought out everybody can now be capable of taking
awesome pictures. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And actually what we're going to talk about right now is if you want to cross the line and upgrade into getting your very first DSLR. First of all, before you make your purchase and do the plunge is more or less check out what your priorities are. A point and shoot gives you convenience and portability, whereas a DSLR
gives you a lot of freedom to express yourself because you're only limited by your imagination. It will give you all the tools you need to take a picture as good as any single person in this world.
As your skills progress, so will your need for more advanced equipment.
Exactly.
So I agree. First, don't really get caught up with the number of megapixels or the speed, the burst rate, etc.
Exactly right. I mean, going to, in a car analogy, if you were just learning how to drive, it's not really a good idea to get into a Ferrari straight away. I mean, you could hurt yourself. Another thing that I found is probably worth mentioning is sometimes you need to reach the limitation of your camera to be able to appreciate the upgrades in a new model. For example, you're taking pictures, you're doing well, all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I can't seem to get, how do I get that shot there? Because look at the expression on the guy's face and you say what you need is a higher burst rate. You've already hit the limit of your equipment. It's like mine only does 4 or 5 frames per second. I need an 8 frame or 10 frame per second. This is where you're now all of a sudden the feature becomes useful to you. But if you just start out with the top of the line camera, it's very intimidating and the chances are you're not going to learn all the features or at least maximize it. I would recommend getting the entry-level cameras like the D60 or so, because the thing is, if you've invested a lot of money in a D300 or a D3 and you find that it's not the thing for you, you've already put down cold hard cash, a lot of it. Whereas if you start with a entry-level camera, that will always be a useful tool.
And guess what? You know what? You're going to get a lot of information from the forums as well. So check out the web. A lot of people are very fond and very generous when it comes to posting information regarding what kinds of cameras you might need. If there's a certain style of photography that you want to get into, there are forums posted out there and it gets very specific information and very good advice from professionals themselves. And I hope you found our tips useful, and I hope you learned a thing or two, or maybe 3. Once again, this has been Artie.
And this has been James Deegan.
With Better Pics with Nikon. We'll catch you back on Man and Machine. Got a long lens.
Yeah, it does. Were you compensating for something?
No. Why? You got an oddly shaped thingy.
Watch this.
What's that?
It actually does this.
Whoa. Ooh. Hey.
Whoa.
Why can't I do that?